So, I was reading this letter from one of my headmates last night, and this is a really weird way to hold this, but I'm trying to film when inspiration strikes. So, we're just gonna go with it being a little bit awkward. But I was reading a letter from one of my headmates last night, and this letter was from a couple of years ago, and he was talking about all of the ways that he sees me. It was a very nice letter, but at some moments he did mention that, like, specific things that I've done to annoy him. And as I was reading this letter from a few years ago, and like feeling all of the feels, and then getting to those parts of where I've like annoyed him, honestly, it kind of just made me laugh. And I was reflecting on that. And thinking about who I used to be, and how much I've grown, and incidentally, that is like my homework from my art therapist right now, is also to reflect on my progress and on how far I've grown, how far I've come, and the progress that I've made. So it was very, very good timing for that. Also, before I get into it too much more, quick visual description here. I'm laying down with my head on pillows, and one of my tattoos is present on my left arm. My hair is like kind of spilling over the pillow. There's a purple wall and a bright window with my cat's bed behind me. And I'm hugging a white and blue blanket with stars and whales on it, or maybe just stars that you can see, and a Baymax plushie. So I got to the parts of where he was telling me about things that I've done that annoyed him, and they kind of just made me laugh. And I had this moment of just realizing how stark of a contrast that reaction is to younger versions of me, and how they would have responded to being told that I annoyed someone. Because as a child and into my teen, for many years, I was trying to be the, like, golden child. Like, I was so afraid of displeasing people, angering people, hurting people. I was really afraid of hurting people. And I thought that, like, I allowed the narrative of being too much, to sort of to sort of get into my mind, and so I tried to be less, and it really caused me a lot of pain for many years, trying to shrink myself and trying to be what other people wanted and needed me to be, in ways that I came very close to losing myself, with the level of dissociation that I was experiencing, and in the other way as well. And I came very close to losing myself. I thought I did lose myself for there was a couple of months at a time where I just, like, could not exist. And like, because I had believed the idea that the way that I needed to take up space was so wrong and so harmful, that I wasn't expressing anything true. And so, like, I wasn't annoying people, I wasn't angering people, I wasn't speaking up for myself, I wasn't setting boundaries, I wasn't like disagreeing with people. Like, I was very subconsciously trying to be a golden child who never did anything wrong. And that makes me a little bit sad for that version of myself that felt so strongly that I needed to do that in order to receive love. But now, thinking about those moments where I've annoyed him, and also thinking about another conversation where a trusted friend of mine has also told me that given me a very specific example of how I've done things that are annoying. And it just caused me to have this moment of like, oh, there you are. Like, it caused me to have this moment of like realizing all of the ways that I am not afraid to take up space anymore. And I'm not afraid to like let myself be who I am. Whoever I may be in the moment, like it changes. I've been thousands of different versions of me in this life. And I probably have thousands more versions of me to be. And so it's just reading this little reminder about, like, having it stuck in my mind, this little reminder about, like, times that I've been annoying to other people was just this, like, light bulb moment, or this, like, exclamation point moment of, like, I'm not afraid to take up space anymore. Like, I'm laying down on and snuggling a plushie and a blanket on YouTube. Like, I am wearing a shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but like, I am wearing a shirt. but like, just showing up as I am and letting this be clunky and letting this be real, and like fidgeting because of being aware of how much eye contact I'm not making, even though I don't make a ton of eye contact in person anyways. And it's just like, younger versions of me never would have felt comfortable enough with myself to allow myself to be seen in these ways. Like, I'm sure that there's some people who are gonna be annoyed that I am like snuggling with my Baymax plushie on camera, and I just don't even care. And like, not in that way of like, I don't care what anyone thinks, because I do still care what some people think. I do still care what some people think, but I care what I think of me the most. And I have standards for whose opinions I care about, of like whose opinions of me that I care about. So I do still care what some people think, but I don't care what everyone thinks. Like, I'm no longer catering to, I'm no longer shrinking myself. I'm no longer like trying to fold parts of myself away to be someone or something that I'm not in order to make everyone else around me impossibly happy. Like, it's just this really cool moment of, holy cow, I've grown so much. My train of thought just stopped. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that there. That feels complete. Also, I think I'm going to start ending these videos the way that I end my podcast. My podcast is Powerful Questions, Imperfect Answers. And I will set a link to that down in the description whenever I get around to it. But I really enjoy my podcast ending, and because I also, like, it's nourishing for me to say and for me to hear. So I love myself. I love you. I hope that wherever you are nourishing and replenishing yourself and your community with anything extra that you have to give. And I hope that you are allowing your community to nourish and replenish you, because you are worthy, you are enough, and you are loved. Thank you so much for watching.